Now, after the defeat in the Haryana Assembly elections, the Congress seems to be facing pushback from allies across the country. After the Congress party decided not to contest in the Uttar Pradesh by-polls, now it is facing issues in both Maharashtra as well as Jharkhand, two poll-bound states. In Maharashtra, days after the Maha Vikas Aghadi announced a formula of 85 seats for all three allies, now Congress Neta has set the cat among the pigeons. He's claimed that the Congress will get 105 to 110 seats in the state. This even as sources say that the Uddhav Thackeray faction of the Sena is seeking a larger share of the seat share pie.
त्याच्यामध्ये काँग्रेसचा जास्ती वाटा राहील का? कारण की 45 म्हणतात काँग्रेस
निश्चितच काँग्रेसचा वाटा त्यामध्ये अधिकचा राहील.
105 पर्यंत काँग्रेस राहील.
साधारणतः 100-105च्या दरम्यान राहील असं एकूण या सगळ्या चर्चेमध्ये आम्हाला दिसते. पण आकडा कितीचा असावा, 100 असावा, 120 असावा, यापेक्षा संख्याबळ किंवा किती अधिक जागा पदरात पाडून घेण्यापेक्षा मेरिटवर जागा वाटप हा महत्त्वाचा मुद्दा होता.
Now, the Congress party state in charge for the upcoming elections, Ramesh Chennitala, who happens to be a senior leader of the party from the state of Kerala as well, meanwhile, has downplayed the rift, saying that the seat-sharing formula will be finalized by the end of the day.
आज स्क्रीनिंग पूरा होगा, आज सीईसी भी पूरा होगा, सारे सीटें के ऊपर आज ही डिस्कशन फाइनलाइज करेंगे कि 30 सीट बाकी है ना, बाकी उस पर चर्चा चल रहे हैं, आज पूरा हो जाएगा.
Well, let me go across to Arunil. Arunil, how are the Congress party's allies in the state of Maharashtra responding to the claim that was made by one of the senior leaders in the state that they deserve to contest on 105 to 110 seats when it appears that the 85-85-85 formula is more or less sealed?
Well, Siddharth, the 85-85-85 formula was a preliminary one. And the 33 seats that were remaining. It was mentioned in the press conference also that after discussing with the other smaller parties, that also includes Samajwadi Party, Akhilesh Yadav himself has claimed or basically has requested for 12 seats. After consensus with the smaller parties, these seats will be divided amongst the three bigger partners, that is Congress, Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena and Sharad Pawar's NCP. Now, your Vijay Wadettiwar basically is saying that we will be getting 105 to 110 seats. One interesting question that was asked to him in Nagpur was that whether Congress will be the biggest party with respect to number of seats contesting. He said definitely yes. Now, this statement or this behavior of pushing for the maximum seats has clearly not gone down well with Uddhav Thackeray's faction. The reason for that, Siddharth, is that during the Lok Sabha polls, it was Uddhav Thackeray's party that contested on most number of seats. Congress was the second number party. But with respect to the winnability factor, the Congress won more seats than the Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena. And that is why the Congress is pushing to become the big brother of the Maha Vikas Aghadi. During the MBA seat sharing meetings, series of meetings that were being held, several arguments basically ensued particularly between Nana Patole, the Maharashtra Congress chief, and Sanjay Raut, who's one of the top leaders from Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena. The truce was basically called in by Balasaheb Thorat, who's a veteran leader from Congress, respected across the three parties, and Sharad Pawar, obviously, who has been acting as a main glue between these two parties who are ideologically very different. Congress and Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena have been always historically contesting against each other, and that is why getting to a consensus or getting to an agreement is becoming so difficult for them. I also understand that a faction in Mumbai Congress is not happy with Uddhav Thackeray directly announcing seats, particularly in Ramtek and Bandra East. Right. They feel that these were the seats which were highly contested from both the ends. Then why did Uddhav Thackeray directly announce it? Sure. Vijay Wadettiwar has mentioned about it, saying that Sanjay Raut has accepted these mistakes and they have promised that they will be rectifying these errors in their list.
We'll see how the further negotiations now proceed as far as seat sharing is concerned. Many thanks for filling us in with those details now. Arunil, across in Jharkhand, which is another poll-bound state, there is trouble brewing for the Congress party. The Congress party ally from the RJD, Tejashwi Yadav, has snubbed Rahul's Congress and unilaterally already announced 6 candidates for the upcoming state polls in Jharkhand, including Naresh Prasad Singh from Bishrampur, while the Congress has already fielded Sudhir Kumar Chandravanshi from the same assembly constituency. The Congress has meanwhile said that all is well in the state and the seat-sharing formula will be finalized very soon.
Wherever RJD and Congress have fielded candidates from the same constitution, we'll see that finally it becomes one-to-one context. And this process is going on, I think it will be resolved. And as far as concerns CPM is concerned, that will also be addressed. We are trying to address that grievance also.
Well, Niyamika, the Congress party seems to say that the seat-sharing negotiations are proceeding quite smoothly. A final consensus will be reached on what the final seat-sharing arrangement is going to be. But can we really expect that to happen when unilaterally there are announcements being made of candidates contesting from seats that the allies are also contesting from?
Well, Siddharth, clearly there is some kind of differences which has come to the fore between the parties of the India bloc parties which are going to form an alliance in the state of Jharkhand, and that's the only reason why there is continuous delay in the formal announcement regarding the seat sharing formula, as we have got to know from our sources that there is not everything okay between the JMM, Congress as well as RJD and CPIM, and that's the only reason why there is a continuous postponement which is being done on the part of India bloc parties to make a formal announcement regarding the seat sharing formula. As earlier also we have spoken to several of the leaders who are part of this alliance, and they have also informed that the Congress party is expected to contest on 29 seats, and for that reason there is continuously some kind of consultation which is also being done. But last time the manner in which the Congress party had contested on more than the 29 seats, that has become a major point of contention for many of the leaders, as this time they have to make some kind of sacrifice, and that's the only reason why we have also seen that the RJD is also not really happy over this entire matter. RJD has already fielded 6 of its candidates to contest the Jharkhand Assembly election. They have also filed a nomination for that matter, and Vishrampur is one of the seats where the RJD as well as the Congress party have already fielded its candidates. The RJD candidate has already given his filed his nomination, while on the other hand the second list of candidates which was being released by the Congress party yesterday, that also has a name of the candidate for the Vishrampur constituency. So clearly there is some kind of difference between both of these parties. No consensus has been formed, and that's the only reason why both of these parties have fielded its candidate. There is not going to be any kind of friendly fight, and that's the only reason why it raises a lot of question upon this alliance, because CPIML is also very much upset that why there is no final decision which is being taken on the part of the bigger parties, which is the Congress and the JMM.
Absolutely.
And that's the only reason why they are also waiting for the final confirmation for this matter. They have also fielded 3 of its candidates.
Sure. Stay with us, Niyamika, because yes, like you rightly said, the consensus within the India bloc appears to be still quite elusive as far as seat sharing is concerned. Stay with us, because this is all coming as the Congress party has decided to opt out of the by-polls in Uttar Pradesh. It will not be fielding a single candidate. It surrendered its seats to the Samajwadi Party, which will be contesting on all of those by-poll-bound seats, therefore also bringing into question the stature of the Congress party as it exists in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Here are some reactions.
Congress party is a bundle of contradictions. When they don't have candidates, take the case of Uttar Pradesh, then they will say no for the alliance. They will try to create some high lofty principle. To strengthen the alliance, we are not putting up candidates. Where does this lofty principle disappear in Maharashtra? The Mahabharata is happening in the alliance. The Congress party walks out of meetings, says we want this seat, we want that seat. Same story in Jharkhand. They will talk about Dalits and be concerned about Dalits. That's what Rahul Gandhi ji will say. And then Kharge ji will be treated in the most shabby manner, as we have seen. The visuals have come before everyone else. The Congress party pretends to have high moral principles or high ideals. In reality, these are all compulsions of reality. They have no presence in Uttar Pradesh.
Now, interestingly, the Shiv Sena, and we're turning our attention back to the state of Maharashtra. The Shiv Sena is going to field Milind Deora. This is the Eknath Shinde faction from Worli. Milind Deora is a two-time member of parliament from Mumbai South. Presently, he's a Rajya Sabha MP. Now, the Shinde Sena has decided to take the bull by the horns. The battle for Worli is now getting bigger as well as better. Now, Milind Deora was given the task in the Lok Sabha election to handle Worli. Despite being Aditya Thackeray's constituency, the Worli Assembly saw a mere 6,500 vote lead for the Uddhav Thackeray faction of the Shiv Sena. Let me go across to Abhishek now for more on this. Abhishek, what do you have to say about the big battle on the cards expected for the upcoming assembly polls? Milind Deora against Aditya Thackeray. Abhishek, if you can hear me once again, the Shinde Sena taking the battle now to the UBT Sena, planning to field Milind Deora, who's a current Rajya Sabha member of parliament from Worli, to take on none other than Aditya Thackeray.
Definitely, talks are going on in those lines only, and in fact, when it comes to the seat being given to the Shinde faction, and Milind Deora has been approached and is a front runner to take on Aditya Thackeray. And we should also understand, now there will be a three fight over there. Also, MNS is into fray. So Worli will have a three fight as of now, but talks are going on. It's being speculated. As of now, Milind Deora's name has come as a front runner from the Shinde camp, who will be taking on Aditya Thackeray, and this comes after the nomination filing of Aditya Thackeray yesterday.
Sure.
We've seen how Aditya Thackeray filed his nomination and hitting out at the Shinde Sena and all the traitors yesterday, and now this big announcement being made, and is what being contended at this given point of time.
Sure.
That Milind Deora, who is a sitting Rajya Sabha MP from the Shinde faction of the Shiv Sena, will be contesting against Aditya Thackeray from Worli. In fact, from MNS also, there is a candidate being given over there. So
sure, Abhishek, thanks for filling us in with those important details. Now, Worli Assembly constituency was won by Aditya Thackeray in 2019 by a margin of 67,000 votes. However, in the Assembly segment, in the Lok Sabha elections, the lead was a very narrow one for the UBT Sena. We'll see how that battle shapes up. We'll take a short break. We'll come